right. So go ahead and meet me on your mat, standing all the way up. We're going to do a couple roll-ups and then we are going to just get right into it. Start with some leg work. Arms come up overhead for me. Take a big inhale here and then exhale. Reach your hands up towards the ceiling and then go ahead and dive those hands slowly down to your mat. Soft bend in your knees. Take a big inhale, then reach towards that mat. Soft bend in the knees. And then you're going to slowly start to restack, reaching those hands with that nice deliberate movement back up towards the ceiling. Take a big inhale, exhale, reach, reach, reach. This time I want you to start reaching towards the center of the room, hinging at that waist. Feel the stretch in the back of your legs and then let yourself roll nice and heavy right here. And you'll slowly roll yourself all the way back up to the top, bringing your hands right behind your head, going into those good mornings. So soften the bend in those knees and really think about that hinge as we start to wake up those hamstrings. We've been kind of heavy in our split squats lately. Last day today to get a little bit more love into those split squats, and then we'll move on from them. Take a big inhale here and then exhale as you're squeezing those glutes. So really think about bringing belly button to spine, hinging at that waist. So when those hips start to go back, you don't have a choice but to let your chest fall forward. 10 more seconds here. In 9, you're going to meet me standing. 8 and 7, good. 6 and 5, you're there for 4. Get 1 or 2 more in. 3 and 2, meet me standing here. Heels are going to turn in, toes are going to turn out. I want your heels on the edge of that mat. Toes are going to come off. We're going to go into that first squat series. You don't need anything. You can certainly have your Balas on. We're going to start slow. So I want a 3 count down, 3 count up. No one's racing. So when you come down, think down, 2, 3, then lift. 2, big squeeze at the top, down, 2, 3, then we lift. 2, if you can press those arms back and really give your triceps a great big squeeze here for me, I want you to go ahead and turn this into a 2 count on the next one. So we'll lift for 2, lower down, for 2, we lift it up. For 2, you lower down. For 2, stay here. It's 2 counts down and 2 counts up. Think about your form. Breathe through it. Heels are where that weight is. Wiggle those toes. You're turning it into a single count. Up 1 for count, down 1 count, and 3. In 2, you lower down, lift and squeeze. Lower down, lift and squeeze for me. So you're just building. We started slow. You started to creep that up. Now let that heart rate start to come up. I want you to go ahead and add that heel lift to the top. So lifting those heels, bringing the weight into those first 3 toes as you rise all the way up, and then you sink back down. I want you to be dramatic with your arms. You can pray at the bottom, reach your arms back, squeeze your triceps at the top. I want you to start waking up those arms for me. You're here for 10 more seconds. You meet me in a hold in 8, in 7, beautiful, 6 and 5. Hold on to it, 4 and 3. Everyone at the bottom in a hold in 2. Last one, we stand now, come down, hold. Everybody hold at the bottom. Put your hands together, pray. Yep. Now what I want you to do here is, can you press your knees just an inch wider here? Think about a squeeze in your glutes. So don't let your back start to arch. Squeeze almost like you're tucking your tailbone a little bit, just that tiny little bit of a tuck. Your weight is in your heels. You still have 20 seconds. Don't move for me. I want you to hold on to this and think about, where are you contracting? Pull belly button in, relax your shoulders. If you feel like you're starting to reach, hinge forward, you can always reach your arms to me. You're headed into pulses. Do not stand. Last change right here. You pulse in 3, you pulse in 2. It's a squeeze release. You're going to want to stand here. Don't do it. I want you to fight through this last 20 seconds. Squeeze release. Let those muscles start to change. Squeeze release. Squeeze release. We've got it. You have 10 seconds. That's it. 9 and 8. Hold on to it. 7. Beautiful. Core, shoulders look strong. 6 and 5, you stand in 4, in 3, final 2 and 1. You're out of your warm-up. Stand all the way up for me. Go ahead and grab your weights. Grab those beautiful little weights. And we're going to stay in those legs, but we're going to add some arms in. We've been trying to do that. Last time, we're going to do split squats for a little while. So set yourself up here. And just bring those light weights into each hand. Anyone who has heavier weights, if you want to grab them, you're always welcome to go 5 through 8, but just know that your shoulders will fatigue. We're gonna bring that left foot forward and you're gonna step that right foot back for me. Weights are in your hands. We are gonna open weights out to that side. So if you need to move anything around, you're gonna do that now. You're gonna leave your arms right where they are to start. You come down, 2, 3, lift, 2, 3. So think about what you just did in your squats. I want this nice and slow. Now I do want you to find a hint of a hinge forward here. It's not a big one. It's just a little bit of a lead. So you're not completely upright. Pull belly button in. 3 counts here. You're not going to want to stay in the 3 count. I don't want to stay in the 3 count, but I want you to try to think about your form. Down, 2, three, lift, 2, 3. You're not going to tap that knee on the floor. You're going to bring it down to a hover though. And I want you to think about all of the weight in that left heel. Do not lock out your knee at the top. You're going to turn it into a 2 count after this last one. Let me see, all the way down. Nice, Jay. And then I want you to go down on that 2 count a little bit faster. Down for 2, lift, and you squeeze. What's going to happen is you're going to want to lock out that front knee when you need a break. You're going to fight for me here to keep a soft bend in it. This split squats are hard across the board. So this is a full body movement because you're bracing your core, you're driving through that left front heel. 2 counts as you come down, 2 counts as you come up. We're not rushing it. We're going to single it out in a second. Arms are just down at your side, really thinking about shoulders, relaxing through, and that slight hinge as you come back up. Now let's single it out. We lower, lift, squeeze. Lower, lift, squeeze, drive through that left heel, let that heart rate rise. We lower, lift, squeeze right here. We lower, lift, squeeze. You can do this, reaching those hands. You're going to hold at the bottom for me after this. We go into that isometric hold. Don't worry about those arms yet. They're just there for that little bit of added resistance. Same set of changes that we did in our squats. So you know this. You're headed down to that bottom and a hold in 10, in 9. Are you breathing? Exhale as you lift, inhale as you lower. Trust your body. 5, 4. You have this 3, you're at the bottom, and 2, everyone down and hold. Now think about your form right here. You should be semi-fatigued. You're going to drop that knee 1 centimeter further. Feel your left thigh, that quad, your glute firing up. Now I want you to sit back and restack everything at the top. So your shoulders are over your hips for me. You can do this, you're in that hold. Extra challenge for my advanced friends, you're gonna reach those palms forward and palms are gonna face the ground. You hold on to it here. It's an isometric hold in your arms. Can you pull your belly button in and tuck your tailbone? Here are those pulses, down 1 inch and up 1 inch. Down 1 inch and up 1 inch. We pulse for about 20 seconds here, and then you get a rest. What I need you to think about is how long and strong can you get those arms? Can you really squeeze your tricep? Tiny little tuck in that tailbone. I need you to stay low. I want you to try to fatigue that glute. You can do this. 10 seconds, 9 seconds, and you stand. You drop those weights for me in 8, in 7. You're going to stay on the same side. Nobody switch sides on me. In 5, 4, good. 3, 2, on 1, stand all the way up, drop those weights down for me. Weight stays in your left foot, your right foot, you go right into your single leg deadlift. Reach, pull that knee back in. You reach that leg long, pull that knee back in. So we went in from that split squat right into that single leg deadlift. It's 3 changes. Your balance is going to be a little bit off here because you're fatigued. It's on purpose. I want you to stay with it. If you can reach your hands when you reach that leg, you can, or keep your hands in prayer, grab a wall, a chair. I just want you to stay in it. I know we're moving faster than we normally would in that single leg deadlift. You have 15 seconds before you hold. There are 2 changes in the hold. You know we had to get a little bit of isometric work in. I need you to drive through that left heel soft bend in your knee. Everybody breathe. If you're losing your balance, think about your breath. Inhale as you lift. Exhale, squeeze and reach. You can do this. Everyone's going to give me 2 more, and then you're going to hold. You're going to keep that leg long and strong. In 3, in 2, everybody reach those hands or bring them to prayer. Reach that right foot back and hold for me. You can do this. Take a big inhale. Soften the bend in that left knee. Think about how strong you are. Now I need you to lock out that right leg. I need you to point through your toe like your life depends on it. Give me as much length as you can in that right knee. And now bend that left knee down 1 inch and up 1 inch. Down 1 inch and up 1 inch. You do not finish with a hold. We finish with that combo movement where you pulse that left knee down and you lift that right leg up just so you know where you are. You're out of this series in less than 30 seconds. I need you to trust your body, relax your shoulders, and breathe. Nobody clench your jaw. Your tongue should not be at the top of your mouth. You should be breathing. I know it's mean. Now let's add it together. Pulse down 1 inch, lift, squeeze 1 inch. So you pulse that left knee down, you lift that right leg up. I know you can do this. It's less than 15 seconds. Trust your body. Pulse down. Lift, squeeze, control it, pulse down, lift, squeeze for me for 10, lift and squeeze, final 8, and lift. You have 7, lift and squeeze, 6 right here, lift and squeeze, it's 5 more, and 4, good, 3, 2, on 1, everybody stands all the way up. I know your leg is fatigued. Reach those arms up overhead, dive them right down to the mat, step your feet back. You're in a high plank. There's no break. You're going into 30 seconds of push-ups right here. Hand release or 2 counts down. Your time has started. Hit them now. Lower, 2, lift and squeeze. My advanced friends, if you want to single it out, you can, but I want quality push-ups. Do not cheat yourself because you're the only person you're cheating. Take your time and think about your breath. Inhale, lower, exhale, lift. Yes, you were just in almost like an isometric hold, but your heart rate came up a little bit because your leg was burning and you were fighting for that balance. 15 seconds left right here, just 15 seconds. And then you're at the top of that plank for me. So really finish strong. Inhale as you lower. Yes, Jay. Exhale as you lift. Get down there. Nice core. Everyone, 5 seconds, 4 in a high plank, 3 and 2. Everybody hit that high plank for me. Open your feet up and give me shoulder taps right here. You stand after this. We've got a downward dog. So let those shoulders stay warm. Tap, lower, tap and lower. Watch those hips. I want those hips as square as possible. Everyone's breathing. 15 seconds, you're in a downward dog. Everyone's got it. Give me 10 and 9. Hold on to it. If you just need to hold your plank, you hold your plank. You do not drop. It's 8 and 7. Nice work. It's 6. Look to the edge of that mat, not towards those toes. It's 5 seconds. 4, final 3 and 2 on 1. Everybody lifts those hips up towards the ceiling. And you're going to start to take your time pedaling out those legs. You should be fatigued in both right and left right here. Now, when you're ready, you're going to walk your hands into your feet into your hands. If your weights are right there, you can grab them and slowly roll yourself up to the top. Give me 1 big roll of your shoulders to the back of the room, 1 big roll of your shoulders to the front, and then you get to step that left foot back. If you need a sip of water, you take it. If not, you're going to join me because as you can tell, we're flowing right through today. So 3 counts down, we come down. 2, 3, lift and squeeze. 2, 3, take your time. So what I want you to think about is setting yourself up right here. Take that small hinge as you're driving that left knee down and make sure you do not lock that leg out at the top. Your heart rate probably came up. Now you're fatigued. So I want you to think same amount of love on this side. Drive through that front right heel and that small hinge is great. Yep. All the way down and then lift and squeeze to the top. Let's turn it into a 2 count. So you come down for 2. It's just a tiny bit faster. No one's rushing. I want you focused on your breath. As you inhale to drop that knee down, I do want you to think about that small hinge forward to keep it in that front leg. And then we lift up 3/4 bend every time. Lower it down on that 2 count, lift and squeeze for me. You have this. In about 5 seconds, we're going to turn it into that single count. If you want to stay at your 2 count, you stay in your 2 count. Focus on your squeeze. In 3, in 2, you're going to lower down, lift, squeeze, lower down, lift and squeeze. Think to yourself, how can your breath help you? Inhale, lower, exhale, squeeze to lift, squeeze your glute. Feel all of that pressure in that front quad, thigh, and glute, and then drive through that right heel to help you through this. You have 20 seconds in this single count before we're at the bottom. So we lower down, lift and squeeze. I love when I get in these little kicks. Split squats are great. Can you imagine if I had your back heel lifted right now? That would be really fun. Lower down, lift and squeeze for me. Let's finish it in 10, in 9. Let's add a little bit faster. 8 and 7. Good. 6. Don't lose it. 5 and a hold. It's 4 and a hold. Last 3 and 2. Everyone down. Hold for me. This time, instead of opening those arms out to the front, can you open them out to the side and then take a big inhale, relax your shoulders. You are now upright, so you do not have a hinge in this hold. If it doesn't feel good in those arms, you're just going to drop them down. If not, I want you to reach and squeeze those triceps. Now, think about where's your knee. It should be right over that front heel, and then your left knee should be right underneath of that hip. Now, everyone take a tiny little tuck in your tailbone. Drop down 1 more inch. We're getting ready for pulses. I know you can't wait. 8 seconds and we pulse. 7. If you start to lose your balance, drive through that heel. Reach those arms. Now let's pulse it right here to finish. Down an inch and up an inch. Down an inch and up an inch. Every time you pulse, can you almost think about squeezing your triceps? Pulse and squeeze. It's pulse and squeeze for 10. Good. 9. Every time you pulse, you reach, you squeeze, abs in. 8 and 7. You can do this. 6 and you stand, you drop those weights. In 5. Good. In 4, you have this. 3. In 2, on 1, stand all the way up. Arms come down. Drop those arms. Get rid of those arms. Drop your weights down. Left leg is what's moving here. You're on your dominant side now on purpose. Drive through that right heel. You're gonna reach that left leg back. You're gonna pull everything in. You are gonna reach and squeeze, pull everything in. You do not have to race through these. Take your time, squeeze your glutes, and think about what your core is doing to help you. I know we didn't start in abs. We're just really rounding out that entire leg right here. But what I want you to think about as you point through that toe, some of you might prefer to flex your foot. Your toes, the top of your foot have to face that mat. Your hips staying square is gonna help you here. You're gonna wanna start to open up because you're fatigued. You have 10 seconds left right here before you go into those final 2 changes. You have this, so I want you to breathe and listen to your body. I do not care if you hold on to anything, because if we were in a room, you'd have a ballet bar in front of you and you would hold on to it if you needed it. It's not a modification, you're just staying in it longer. Everybody meet me in that full range hold in 3 and 2. Reach that leg out long, reach those hands or bring them to prayer and hold on to this for me. This is where that mental pep talk comes in, because you tell yourself, now I'm on my dominant side, I could do this for ages. You bend that right knee down an inch and up an inch, down an inch and up an inch. Yep, you got it, down an inch and up an inch. Breathe through this, let your thigh fire up, don't hold back right here. Down an inch and up an inch. In 8 seconds, we're gonna add that lift of that opposite leg, that left leg. So just keep pulsing, keep thinking about the squeeze, drive through that heel. Are you breathing? Make sure you're breathing. Don't clench that jaw. In 5 seconds, you are gonna add that lift of that left leg. In 3, in 2, break it down, pulse down on that right leg, squeeze, lift that leg, left leg, pulse, squeeze, lift. Think about it as 2 movements that you've got to do each one to the best of your ability, or you'll have to start over. Every time you lift, can you think about locking out that left knee again? I want you to have a cast on that leg as straight as a board. You are out in 10 seconds, so I know you can do this. Think about what you're doing with your breath. Inhale, exhale, squeeze, and lift. For 5 seconds is all I need. Nice, Kathleen. 4, you're there. In 3, you rest. In 2, last one, everybody stand all the way up. You're almost out of this series. I'm gonna stretch you out and give you a break after this. Reach those hands up overhead. Yes, you can. Dive those hands down to your mat, head back into that plank and find your push-ups. 30 seconds already started. Don't worry, it's quick. It's like it doesn't even happen because it starts so fast. In your push-ups, 2 counts down, 2 counts up, or hand release. If you're not getting your chest down between those elbows, I need you to make sure you're releasing at the bottom. Now, there are all different paces here, and I'm fine with it. Listen to your body and make sure you're giving yourself a quality push-up. They're quick today. You've got it. 15 seconds right here. Inhale, lower, exhale, squeeze. Really think about squeezing those shoulder blades together and then pressing up to the top. You're in a high plank in 8, in 7, really nice core. 6 and 5, you've got 4 and 3 to the top of that push-up here. In 2, find your plank. On 1, open your feet up, back to your shoulder taps. Back to your shoulder taps. Do not let those hips move. I know you're pumped here. God, I hope everyone's starting to sweat. Feel that sweat dripping down your arms. Nice, hips look good, Jay. Don't let them move. Everybody, 10 seconds right here. You have a plank hold, one more addition to this, and then you're all in a child's pose. You do not stand back up just yet, so breathe for me. 8 seconds in a plank hold. 6, you've got this. 5 and 4, I want a forearm plank around these rooms. In 3, good. 2, find your forearm plank hold. Find your forearm plank hold. Yep, you can do this. Final 30 seconds, we're gonna stretch, you're gonna get water, and you're gonna be in a child's pose. I need you to give me the best plank that you can. So if you haven't zipped those inner thighs together yet, I know all these advanced folks already have done that, especially if you have Balas on, it feels fabulous. 15 seconds to go. Can you take a big inhale? You squeeze those inner thighs like there's a $100 bill that you don't wanna drop. Give me a slight tuck of your tailbone. Press into that mat for 8 and 7, you got this. 4 looks great, Jay. 5 and 4, you've got 3, 2, 1, find your child's pose and rest. Sit all the way back. I mean, the mat, how quickly you just got off of that mat. Everyone take a big inhale. Open knees up a little bit wider here. I'm going to cue you through that little bit of a stretch. Now, what I want you to do is take a big inhale here and start to inch your hands a little bit further towards the edge of that mat. And then after that breath, go into your cat-cow stretch. So come into that all 4, knees are under your hips, wrists are under those shoulders, and just really think about articulating your spine as you tuck under here in that cat-cow stretch, and then lifting up as you find that arch. Good.
Hold on to this for 5 and 4. You got to stand up one more time, and then the rest of class will be on that mat. And 3, find your downward dog. And 2, take your time getting up for me. We've got last change happening. You can grab those weights. It's just a second position. We just got to round out every bit of those little legs, and then we're going to hit some arms and abs on the floor. So if you haven't taken a sip of water, take that sip of water, meet me standing, and then open into your wide second here. Heels are turned in, toes are turned out. I'm noticing that people's knees are falling in as we get fatigued. So I would rather you bring your feet a little bit closer together if you need to. Same type of changes that we had in those split squats. So your hands are going to come right down in front of you. Excuse me, they're coming into prayer. I forgot what I had planned. Bring your hands into prayer and keep your elbows wide. 3 counts down, 3 counts up. So we come down, 2, 3, lift, 2 and 3. Now, instead of locking your legs out at the top, just come into that soft bend, and then you come right back into that nice second position. So you're thinking to yourself, God, we normally go so quickly through this. The 3 count down, 3 count up should fatigue you. Now, here's what I need. Those elbows have to be wide and strong because you're pressing your weights together as you come down, and you're pressing, squeezing your weights as you come back up. So we're using our arms here. If your elbows are down, I want you to take a big inhale, and then on your exhale, I want you to get them nice and wide. In about 10 seconds, we're turning this into a 2 count. So really think about your form. Are you coming down that imaginary wall? Do you have a slight tuck of your tailbone? And how wide are you pressing those knees back to get into those inner thighs? Turn it into a 2 count down now. So it's down on that 2 count, lift and squeeze. Now remember, your legs here, you're not letting your knees lock out at the top. As you come down, you come back to that 3/4 mark, and then you sink all the way back down, lifting on that 2 count, lowering down on that 2 count. Really think about opening up, pressing those knees back in your inner thigh. As your shoulders start to get tired, you can always bring weights to those hips or let them come back down. From here, you're going to single it out. You're going to start to press those arms out, pull them back in. Press those arms out, pull them back in. Press those arms out, pull them back in. So you press out, holding that imaginary beach ball as you come down, and then they come back in towards you as you stand up. You have 10 seconds here, squeezing and pressing. Remember, you're not locking those knees out at the top. You're giving me that soft bend. Kathleen, really nice in the flexibility. It looks strong. Because I can't see everyone's shoulders, I want you to make sure you're relaxed right here. No shoulder earrings. 10 seconds here at the bottom of that range in 9, 8, 7, beautiful, 6 and 5. We're right there. 4, 3, good. 2, everybody come down to the bottom. I want arms out nice and wide, holding that beach ball. You're in that hold right here. Now what I want you to do is I want you to give me a pulse out on those arms. It's a tiny little pulse out. Every time you pulse, can you lift right heel, lift left heel? So I want you to pulse down. A lot's happening right here. You're lifting right heel, lifting left heel. If you can add that pulse in, I want you to add that pulse in. Pull belly button in, pulse squeeze right here. Relax those shoulders, pulse and squeeze, pulse and squeeze. You can do this. You have an isometric hold left. I know your shoulders are talking to you. Can you breathe? Everybody watch that booty. It's going to want to start to untuck, tuck it under, relax your shoulders, stay low. You hold in 10, in 9, keep alternating those heel lifts, keep pressing out on that arm. We've got 5 seconds here. I know you can do it. 4, here's where you're going to want to drop those arms. Don't do it. 3 and 2, everybody hold for me. Hold right there. Yes, you can. Now take a big inhale. My friends who want the advanced movement, you're going to lift your right heel and your left heel. You have less than 20 seconds. If you can keep your heels lifted, press knees back, think inner thighs. I would like your arms to stay right where they are. You can do this. Can you press those weights together any more firmly? Yep. You have 10 seconds, friends. That's it. Do not stand. 8, you've got it. Jay, it looks strong. 7 and 6. Everybody give me 1 centimeter lower. You're there. Kathleen, it's beautiful. 5 and 4, final. 3, 2, 1, and you're out of it. Rest. We're out of our legs. Well, wasn't that lovely? God, you guys look great. Drop your weights down. Take a sip of water if you need it. We're on our mats for the rest of class. You've got 1 more push-up to do. So before you just sit yourself down on that mat, you're going to meet me at the back of it, and we're going to finish that last set of plank work. Dive those hands down to the mat. Legs should be fatigued right here, and those shoulders should be warm. Yes. Press that mat away for me. Good. From here, I want you to open those feet up. First change will be your least favorite, and you won't have to do it again. You're going to give me a shoulder tap on each side, a plank up, down,
on each side, and then right knee to right elbow, left knee to elbow, you start again. Shoulder tap on each side. Ooh, lost service there. Shoulder tap on each side, plank up, down, knee to elbow, knee to elbow. You've got to reset every time. I'm taking the momentum out of this for you. Same knee, Jay, do same knee to same elbow. It'll feel even better because it's for your obliques. Yeah, same knee to same elbow. Everybody breathe through this. You're here for a full minute, but we're going to go slow. So as you think about shoulder taps here, hips stay nice and square. You're lowering down on that 2 count, and then your hand replaces that elbow, and that's when you hit that climber. So a shoulder tap on each side with that control. When you lower down into that plank up down, there's no need to rush. Same knee to same elbow. You're out of this in 20 seconds. So I want you to breathe here. You're coming onto your back after this. You're off of your wrists. So this is that moment where you're just fatiguing. One more time, shoulders, abs, everything's getting warm. Give me 10 strong seconds right here. 8 and 7. Make sure you get a shoulder tap on each side. That plank up down, that same knee to same elbow is going to be that most favorite, because you better get those obliques warm for me. 3 seconds and you rest. 2 seconds. Last one, find your quick child's pose, rest. You don't have another plank today, so that's your little tiny gift. Big inhale. Big exhale. We're going to come onto our backs. I don't know if I told you to bring your weights down, but I want you to grab your weights. I'm going to give you the option for some advanced movements today if you'd like them in your abs. No pressure at all. You know your bodies. If you have your Balas on, option to take them off, option to leave them on, but I want you to pay attention to what's happening in your hip flexors for me. So you're going to come onto your back and you're going to put your weights on your sides for me. And then before we move, I want you to take a big inhale. And on your exhale, I want you to pull belly button in towards that mat and slightly tuck your tailbone. The first time you come up right here, your feet are going to want to lift, and then you're going to get it down under control. So grab your weights. Weights are going to reach up towards the ceiling. You're going into a full range squat. So take a big inhale, and then you're going to lift up, reach those weights towards the ceiling. You come down on a 3 count here. So you exhale, lift, squeeze, then we come down, 2, 3, exhale, lift and squeeze, come down, 2, 3, exhale, lift and squeeze. So what I want you to think about in this, even if it's a 2 count down, I need you to tuck your tailbone under as you roll down. The roll down is more important than how you're getting up to the top. It's a light weight. Most of you could go heavier, but if the weight is bothering you, you ditch the weight. I want you to think about reaching hands up overhead at the top, and then as you slowly come down, instead of reaching those hands forward, try to keep your ears at least close to those elbows. You have 20 seconds left right here. Full range movement. We lift all the way up. You lower down, tucking tailbone under. Now, don't let those feet lift off of the mat. If you need to, drive heels down, lift toes up, or keep your feet flat on the mat. Just 10 seconds left. So you're going to get about 2 more of these in right here. And then you're going to come down on that 3 count. Everyone, last one right here. I want you to reach all the way up, come down. You are going to meet me at the top. Exhale, lift, squeeze. Now bring your hands together, palms. Those weights are squeezing. Now tuck, 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 tuck that tailbone. You're reaching towards that right side, then that left side. Reaching right side towards that left side. So as you're in those rushing twists, these are not fast. I want you to think, what kind of range of motion can I find? If you feel like your shoulders are reaching into your ears, ditch the weights. I want you to think about, can I come 1 inch lower than I think I can as I twist right side, twist left side. You're going to lay all the way down in 10, in 9, beautiful, 8, and 7. Really find that twist. Wake up those obliques. 5, nice. 4, you can do this. 3 and 2 on 1. You're going to roll all the way down for me. You're going to set those weights on the side. Set your weights on the side. Bring those legs into tabletop right here. Now reach those arms up toward the ceiling. Leave your legs right where they are. I want you to reach all the way up like you're tapping that ceiling, coming back down. If you need a little bit more love on the back of that neck, you can bring your hands behind your head. But instead of thinking that you're looking towards your toes, look right towards that ceiling and lift your head straight up. We're going into upper abs right there. So I know normally I cue you to come up and look between those legs. I want you to come straight up. Yep, 8 seconds, 7 and 6. You're right there. 5, really nice strong ab series here. 4, 3,
2, on 1, uphold. Now reach your hands towards those toes. Knees are right over those hips. You tap that right toe down, left toe down. Stay lifted. Tap right toe, tap that left toe. Now, what are you doing with your breath? Inhale, exhale, lift. Inhale, exhale, lift. You can do it. Inhale, exhale. Good. 10, 9. Keep reaching. Can you come up 1 inch higher here? 5 more seconds. 4, 3. Beautiful. 2. Hold on 1. Hands come behind your head. You bring knees into elbows and then you extend, open elbows wide. Bring those knees into your elbows. Extend, open everything wide. Inhale and exhale. You can do it. 10 and 9. Stay lifted. It's 8 and 7. Hold on to it. 6 and 5. We change in 4. Knees in, then elbows out in 3, in 2. Last one right here. Lower down, feet come down for me. You're going to lift up on those 2 count. On a 2 count, reach your hands, then you pulse. For 2, hands come behind your head. You lower down. We lift. For 2, we reach. For 2, you pulse it up. For 2, hands come behind your head. You lower down. Do not rush these or you won't enjoy them. 2 count lift. Hands are coming behind your head. Press your head into your hands. It's a slow reach. And then those 2 pulses. When you bring your hand behind your head, it's just more of an isometric hold for your abs. 20 seconds here. Stay in the slow movement. Use your breath. Exhale as you're lifting. When you pulse, I need you to come up 1 inch higher than you think that you can. Hands come back behind your head, you lower down. You're lifting knees back up to tabletop. You've got bicycles on deck. I want you to take a big inhale. I'm gonna let you lower head, neck, and shoulders for a second. In 3, good. In 2, on 1, lower down. Take the inhale. If you need to find a bridge or a little break here, you take it. It's not a fast bicycle. Listen to me as I cue you through it. Feet are in tabletop. Now make sure your knees aren't in towards your chest. Press them over your hips, hands come behind your head. Everyone takes that inhale, lift up, squeeze. You're only going to your right side. You reach for 2, back to center. For 2, you can do it. Reach for 2, back to center. For 2, so we're only going towards that right knee and it's slow. You're here for about 8 more seconds. Only that right side. Can you think about getting both shoulder blades off of that mat? Can you think about the exhale as you lift and squeeze? Inhale back to center. You're going to go over, stay over on that right side in 3, in 2. Can you keep that left leg hovering? Can you reach towards that right knee? Now reach your hand past that right knee, give me little pulses up an inch, down an inch. If it's too much, you lower that left leg down, but my advanced friends better have that leg to hover. Yep, 6 and 5, good. 4 and 3, you're right there. 2, on 1, come back through center, right into that left side, twist, center. Twist and squeeze, center. Think about your obliques and that center of that belly just really lighting up here. Breathe through it for me. Every time you twist, can you point through that toe? Can you come up 1 inch higher? Think about lifting your shoulder blades off of the mat instead of just the twist. You're holding on that side in 3, in 2, everybody uphold. Can you keep your right leg hovering? Can you reach that right arm long? Now pulse it up for me. Exhale, it's a little pulse. It's a little pulse. You've got it. Yes, Kathleen looks great. 8 and 7, 6, arms come behind your head. You finish with bicycles each side here in 3, in 2, on 1, right hand comes behind your head, just switch, switch. You do not have to run it out. You should be fatigued. I'm just trying to burn them out this last little bit. Switch, and we switch. You can do it. 10 and 9, you rest in 8. You can do it. 7, keep moving. 6, don't stop. 5 and 4, 3 and 2, on 1, lower down. You made it. Knees into your chest. Really nice. Take the big inhale here for me. Bring your knees in and just give yourself that little rock from side to side. I want you to give me one side happy baby at a time. So you're going to hold on to those legs, but just your right leg comes into, set your left foot down, just that right foot comes into your hand, open up that right hip. It should feel good. Stay there for 3. Yes. 2, switch it out. Let that right foot come down, grab that left foot and open it up to that side. Just let your hips open up here a little bit. That was a lot.
You get to sit up Indian style. We're gonna grab those weights, got a little bit of arm work. You're almost out. So when you're ready, you sit yourself up. We're gonna go into some seated arm work. We haven't done this in a hot second. I couldn't wait. So options here, my friends who had Balas on, maybe give them a rest and you can have them as the option for your hands or your 3-pound weights. You drop weights when you need to, you do body weight when you want. Now I want you to think big inhale. Anyone who's got a little ball or a pillow, if you need to put that behind your lower back, you can. Take the breath, relax your shoulders here. I need you to pull belly button in and find your posture. It's almost uncomfortable to sit this beautifully. Weights come to your sides. You're gonna grab those weights from you. You're gonna lift up into your V, lift up into your V. Now take a big inhale. You're not all the way out in a T, you're in a V right here, yep. Now I want you to start drawing tiny controlled circles. You're thinking about squeezing triceps, relaxing those shoulders down your back, and we're still breathing. We circle 10 and 9, 8. Can you contract your abs the entire time through the series? 6 and 5. Keep working. 4 and 3. Reverse and 2 on 1. It's a tiny controlled reverse, but you are contracting through your tricep. You're relaxing that shoulder right here, and then you're reaching your arm as long as you can. 5 circles here. Go 4 and 3. Perfect. 2 on 1. Just hold for me as you turn your palms towards the ceiling. Give me a soft bend in your elbows. Now I want you to circle again for 10 and 9. The difference is you're more in your biceps. Squeeze those weights for me as tight as you can, and then just keep circling with control, contracting through those abs. 5 seconds, 4, reverse, and 3 and 2 on 1, reverse that circle here. Good. 10 and 9, last 8 and 7. Notice we're slow and controlled. 6 and 5. Can you burn those arms out here? It's 4 and 3, final 2. Hold on, 1, little bend and press, bend, press, bend and press. It's like you want to reach further, but something's stopping. Squeeze, release, squeeze, release. About 2 minutes left of work right here, and then you're out of class. So I really want you to focus on, can I burn triceps out, biceps, and those shoulders here. Go 10 and 9, final 8 and 7. Hold on to it. 6 and 5 right there for 4. Good. 3 and 2 on 1. Just hold. You bring it all the way in, then serve that platter in and serve that platter in and serve it out and in right here. We press and we pull. Can you start to flip those palms towards the floor? Press and pull right here for 10. I know we're moving quick. It's 8 and 7, final 6 and 5. We pull it in, then reach it long. You've got 4, 3, 2, out and hold for me. It's down 1 inch and up 1 inch. It's down 1 inch and up in your shoulders. You should feel this. 10, 9, keep it small and controlled. Don't let those hands come above your shoulders. 6 and 5, you've got it. 4 and 3, last 2, hold. Open up into your T now. Final 3 changes, okay? Palms to me, palms to the back, in and out. Think twist and turn. You've got it. 10, 9, 8 and 7, final 6 and 5. Palms stay to the back of the room for me in 3 and 2. Last one, palms face that back. Bend, press, bend, press, bend, press. You can do it. Bend and press. Less than a minute. We'll cut off all those arms are working. Bend and press. You've got it. Here, I'll see you every Tuesday. Bend and press. I need to ask everyone if they want a Thanksgiving class. Now alternated front and back. Do not stop until this cuts off. You've got it. Out and in. Think bend and press. Shoulders and triceps here. Everything warm. Breathe for me. You stretch those arms in less than 20 seconds here. Keep pressing. Keep pressing. Don't you stop. You've got it. 10, 9, 8 and 7. Hold on to it. 6 and 5. You're right there. 4 and a hold. 3 and a hold. 2, hold till we cut off. Yep. Reach, reach, reach. Don't let them drop. Big inhale. You made it. I'll see everyone next week. We'll post about whether we're going to teach on Thursday. We'll talk about it Tuesday. Really nice work. You're out in 5, 4,